Are you aware of this sutra? Name is, okay, so. The name Meghiya. The reason that I wanted to discuss this teaching, as meditators we have many concerns, and therefore this sutra gives some insight for practitioners. The little story behind this sutra, I will say it, then no need to read the details here. Once the Buddha was living somewhere Chalika mountains, and that time Venerable Meghiya was the Buddha's attendant. One day the Venerable Meghiya wanted to go for alms round for food collection, and he got the permission from the Buddha and he went. While he was roaming around, he noticed a beautiful mango grove, mango cultivation. Suddenly his mind stuck there. He had a lot of pleasure for that mango grove. Then he wanted to come and meditate. He went back to the monastery and requested the permission. If the Lord Buddha permitted me to go there, I will go and sit for meditation. I will strive. Then Buddha said, Meghiya, I am alone here. Wait until someone gets here. Another attendant. Then Buddha said, no. Then for the second time, he requested. Buddha said, no. For the third time, requested. He said, no. Then Meghiya said, well, Buddha has completed. Venerable Sir, Bhante, you have completed your path. We are still young. We have more to do ahead. Let me go. It's kind of attacking to the Buddha. Then Buddha noticed that he's stubborn and he doesn't listen. They said, go. He let him go. Then he left. That his willingness to meditate in the mango grove was rising. And as long as he arrived there, he started to meditate. He sat under one tree and began to meditate. Do you think he meditated? Why? He was craving for this mango grove for years and years. That pleasure raised when he saw it for the first time. And then when he sat, his mind was full with pleasures. And then that pleasure disturbed him, distracted him. He kept trying, but wasn't able to focus. He tried few times. He finally was frustrated. Buddha knew that before. That's why he said no. And then he returned to the Buddha and said what had happened to him. Then Buddha taught 5 things as a meditator what we should do. We have courage, energy, determination, craving, desire for meditation. We rush. We rush to go to meditate and we rush back, come home too. Sometimes people go for a month, 10, 15 days, 20 days, month, and couple of months, and they return, they never go back. Some people just start and they just give it up at once. Why? We all have different nature, different abilities. As beginners, we must have a teacher. Why? Why, as kids, as children, we should have parents? We should be guided. We should be guided, directed. Otherwise, we are in danger. As beginners, we should have a guide, a teacher to direct us. Why? There are so many failures, distractions, traffic, and so many hindrances. When we fail, there should be someone else to help us. Unless there is help, what happens? We frustrate and give up. So therefore, it's better to have some guidance, advice. That's why Buddha said no. But he didn't listen, and Buddha let him go and get the understanding. He realized. Then he returned. When he returned, then Buddha said this. The first one, I'm not going to read all the details here, but just to point out what we have to do. Then Buddha said, see, Meghiya, when liberation of the mind has not matured, 5 things lead to its maturation. What 5? The first one, here, Meghiya, a bhikkhu has good friends, good companions, good comrades. When liberation of the mind has not matured, this is the first thing that leads to the maturation. What is that good friends? What we call that? Kalyana Mitra, noble friends. Who are the noble friends? Who is the first noble friend of us? The Buddha. And next, Sangha. Dhamma and Sangha both. And basically the noble friend is the person who takes care of us, guides us, protects us from any harm. And the teacher, sometimes the teacher can be the most harmful person too. Yeah. The teacher can be the most harmful person for the path. Why? If the teacher has misled by himself, we also in jeopardy. Don't you think that? If the teacher is mistaken, but the followers, what happened to followers? They're in danger too. There's a story. I have a number of stories. There was a teacher named Sunetta. That teacher teaches the path to the Brahma world. One day he noticed, he wanted to see the future. And he saw that his students are in the Brahma world hereafter. Then he thought, where I will be in the future when I'm dead. He saw the future. He will be in the same state as his students. Then teacher was upset. Why? If I'm in the same state as students, there's no such difference between me and them. Then he craved for it. Then he thought, I shouldn't practice this further. He just gave it up, and he advised for all the students. He had 75,000 students. And he let them go and he ran away. And he started to practice metta for 7 years in Himalaya. As a result of that practice, he born in the Brahma world in a different level. But Buddha says he has not liberated himself yet. Even though he is in Brahma world, though practice the metta. Why? There are certain ways to practice metta. It is not just like Montessori level. It should be samatha and vipassana when practice metta as well. So then, that teacher is still in the suffering because he is in Brahma world. Anytime he will come down to the hell. Why? He is not liberated from the samsara yet. So therefore, if the teacher is wrong, then all the students also misled. Therefore, teacher can be also ignoble friend for us. That's why one teacher said, even though your teacher is enlightened, arahant, don't believe him. Why? Until you are enlightened, you never know he is enlightened or not. Right? If I am not attained to that state, though my teacher is there, how could I explain his states without getting there? Only he knows. So therefore, we should be very careful. Let me tell this too. If we have any mistaken through the body physically, we can have surgery, we can treat. Any of the mistakes will finish at the cemetery, right? Any of the mistakes will done by the cemetery because there's no further do. But if we misled the mind, that will continue birth after birth throughout the samsaric cycle. Entire samsara is spoiled. Does that make sense? If you have any injury, anything, any difficulty, any disability, that will end at the cemetery once we dead. But if you have any injury, mental injury, or if you harm to your consciousness, to your mind, that will never end for eons and eons. Nobody says that. But Buddha said. Therefore, don't let others to play you. Do not let others to tether you. I keep saying, when I said it, I lose the congregation. I know. When I say it, I lose the congregation. I don't mind. But that's the truth. Don't let others to handle you. I remember when I practiced driving in America, the chief said, Suseela, on the roads, do not let others to drive you on the road. be yourself, which is true. So, therefore, we should have a good companion, a noble friend who can guide us. We should have Kalyana Mittas to guide us. That's one quality, one thing. We should associate them. We have to sort out who they are very carefully. And the second one is here, a bhikkhu is virtuous. He dwells restrained by patimokka, possessed of good conducts and resort. Okay, so this taught for monks, but as a lay person, again, what is the foundation of the practitioner? Sila. The foundation of a practitioner is Sila, virtues. If the foundation is shakable, unsolid, not steady, can the building exist? Difficult. Will collapse anytime. If we are unable to focus, concentrate, get the outcome, why is that? Because our sila is not firm enough. Virtues are not firm enough. We should be more virtuous. When we have a proper foundation, the building will be sustaining. Makes sense, right? We should be morally well behaved and conducted, ethically conducted. And if we focus on the sila, there are more to say, but I don't know how you digest it. Because sila is not about what we eat, what we wear. Sila about what we talk, how we behave physically. What we eat doesn't matter. What we wear doesn't matter. Sila doesn't define through our clothes. Either we can be naked or wearing clothes. It doesn't matter. What we eat, it doesn't matter. The matter is what we talk, what we act on, physically and verbally. But the physical and verbal actions led by the mind, mental action. So to practice sila, we have to refrain from verbal misbehaviors and the physical misbehaviors. You know, false speeches, malicious, slandering, and gossiping, harsh speeches. Those are the 4 words of the verbal action. And then the killing, stealing, and sexual misconduct are the physical actions. Then we should have some refraining from those activities. But they led by the mind. Then meditation helps to settle down the mind. Along with that, the verbal and physical action will be good as well. That's how it happens. So, being virtuous is a second way to sustain the practice. Third one here, a bhikkhu gets to hear at will without trouble or difficulty. Talk concerned with the what is that word? I am so poor with English. Just read it. Life that conduces you to opening up the heart. And talk on fewness of desire. on contentment and solitude, so forth. So what is that? Simplicity, concentration, and being satisfied, and what else? We should have a monk. Usually monks are practicing the simplicity, right? And less distractions, less obligations. And one should be able to have less distraction for the practice. And listen to more good things. Dhamma. And Dhamma also we need to define how we should listen and what we should listen. All the talks, YouTube talks or audio podcast or anything, I don't recommend for everyone or everything. Some are nonsense. Why? It has become a business. We clung to that. There's no authenticity. Why I'm telling that? We are so manipulated, misled. Be careful. How we measure the Dhamma? What is the measurement? What's the scale when we want to listen to Dhamma? There are, when we really want, if we really want to understand the Dhamma, we can listen to others. That's fine. We need to. But the thing is, what we should listen to. There's no prohibition to listen. Listen to anyone. That's okay. There are 7 filters when we listen. There are 7 filters that we have to filter out. Those are not my discourses, this from the Buddha. Messengers can come from different direction. Different messengers come to us and teach. We don't want to refuse. Buddha said, don't refuse. Don't accept. You can listen to any messenger. Remember, those people who come to teach us, those are not the Buddha. They are not the Buddha. They are messengers. And listen to the messenger. Get the teaching. Sometimes one messenger can come and say, I directly listen to this teaching from the Buddha's own mouth. Yeah. And then we are so faithful and confident and will listen to that person and we are ready to accept at once. That's wrong. Buddha says, get the message. Don't be excited. Just listen. Don't refuse. Do not accept. Another messenger can come and say, I heard this teaching from this prominent monks from that monastery, this monastery. Don't be excited. Same thing. Don't accept. Don't refuse. Get the message. And another messenger can come and say, these teachers, these monks, these people are well educated, well known. I heard from them. No excitements. Tell, listen. Don't refuse. Don't accept. And who has the scale? We listen to the messengers. Now we have the details. Who has the scale? We do have the scale. We have to measure. We have to filter out. How we filter out? All these messages we need to compare into the Four Noble Truths. All these messages need to compare to the Four Noble Truths. At least we should meet one noble truth from that teaching, from that message. Might not be the four, but at least one. If we meet at least one noble truth out of that teaching, what we do? Accept it. Otherwise, just kick it out. Do not hesitate. Doesn't matter how prominent that teacher is, how educated that teacher is. Titles are not the matter. Background is not the matter. Publicity is not the matter. If I do not meet my requirements, don't hesitate. Why? We are not following them. We are followers of the Buddha, not the messengers. And compare that teaching to the Vinaya. What Vinaya? Raga Vinaya, Dosa Vinaya and Moha Vinaya. Vinaya means free from or eradication or discipline. Raga is lust. Dosa is hatred. Moha is ignorance. If that message helps me to cut off or reduce or remove any of this raga, dosa, moha, accept that teaching. Unless, refuse. Those are the 7 filters. Independently decide. Don't be biased. When we bias, there's no liberation. So therefore, we should be able to focus on ourselves, listen to others, listen to Dhamma, and should be able to content ourselves, satisfy ourselves with the Dhamma by listening to messengers, teachers, but still should be independent. Make sense? Fourth one is, Bhikkhu has aroused energy for abandoning unwholesome qualities and acquiring wholesome qualities. He is strong, firm in exertion, not casting off the duty of cultivating wholesome qualities. We just talked about this morning. What are the meditations? Developing wholesome activities is the meditation in 4 aspects. Once someone questioned the Buddha, Bhante, it is called wholesome. What is wholesome? That question for the Buddha, but I'm asking you, what are wholesomes? What are the wholesomes? You can name them. Don't search on Google. Listening to Dhamma. What else? Precepts. Keeping precepts. Wholesome activities. Meditation. Generosity. Dana, generosity, compassion, Brahma Viharas. Wholesome activities, Metta, Karuna, Mudita, Upekka, being in these states, being generous and being virtuous and cultivating goodness and so forth. So many wholesome qualities. That's in general. The Buddha's answer is very similar to that. He answered when the monk asked, what are the wholesome? The Four Noble Truth is the wholesome. The Noble Eightfold Path is the wholesome. Four Foundation Mindfulness or Satipatthana is the wholesome. The Enlightenment Factors are the wholesome. Those are the wholesome, so forth. And again asked, what are the unwholesomes? What do you say? Unwholesomes. Yeah, killing and the evil actions, right? Verbally, physically, could be mentally too. And what Buddha said? Most just one. 5 hindrances are the unwholesome. How we define wholesome and unwholesome? Wholesome means kusala. Kusala means skillfulness. Where we should be skillful? For what? We should be skillful to develop satipatthanas. Understand the Four Noble Truth. What are the unwholesomes then? Hindrances. Then when we are hindered, that means we are unskillful. We feel lazy, lethargized. There's no fit. There's no energy. Lack of energy. No happiness. And worries, frustration, and everything is there because of the hindrances. You remember hindrances, right? Nivarana. And then they distract us. Those called unwholesomes. And monks or practitioners should be able to suppress or remove or get rid of unwholesomes, develop or cultivate wholesomes. Developing wholesomes are the meditation. Again, I recall, sitting on a cushion is not a meditation. The entire life is a meditation. And then the fifth one, a bhikkhu is wise. He possesses the wisdom that discerns arising and passing away. And the person, the monk or the practitioner, understands samudaya and vaya. Samudaya means rising. Vaya means passing, rising and falling. What is rising and falling? Rising and passing? Defilements, kilesa, hindrances. Last night we had a conversation on this, similar to this, with the 6 sensory experiences. To simplify this teaching, when we see things, when we see forms, sights, what we experience, what we feel happiness or unhappiness, right? Liking or disliking. With the sights, when we hear things, liking or disliking, agreeable or disagreeable, right? And sometimes neutral feelings too. Not sometimes, that happens too. For the smells, tastes, and the contact, the mind, we have acceptance and refusals. They rise, they exist, and they pass. Where these defilements comes from? How these hindrances comes from? What are the sources? Clinging, What you say? I just said it. All these defilements, hindrances arise through the six senses. Clinging is after that. Craving is afterward. The first thing is the sensory object. And then we process it. Right? We have the eye and the object and the consciousness and the contact, right? And then we feel it, and then crave it, and we process it. Then finally we live with it. We make it our life, and we say, I can't let it go. That's a clinging. That's a clinging. That becomes a defilement, and then it digests here. It remains here. It lasts here. Life after another. And then this samsara is getting extended. Why? Because of our experience. Again, I recall the Satipatthana Sutra, Dhammanupassana. Buddha taught that where this suffering exists, that is the six sensory experiences. Where this suffering ceases, that is the six sensory basis. Where this craving exists, that is six sense basis. Where this craving or tanha ceases, it's six sensory basis. It's not somewhere else. It's okay to memorize these hard and professional words. They're good for the surface. As long as we do not apply pragmatically, they're useless. We can say anicca, dukkha, anatta, bojjhanga. We can say anything, but if we do not understand, if we do not practice or apply, they are just words. We know nothing. It should be practical. The practicality is completely opposite of that knowledge. The knowledge should be practical. Otherwise, it becomes just a knowledge. It gives nothing. For anything else, it's okay, but for this, no. There was a teacher. That teacher teaches for his students the Buddha's words he had memorized. Every time he recalled himself, he understood, even though I teach to my students, I haven't completed my path. Then he thought, I should stop this. He's a prominent, well-known, educated monk. He thought, I should stop this and look after me, not after others. Then he decided to go, leave all the students alone, and he just left. While he's leaving, he said, I know the Dhamma well. I will practice and will come in 2 days enlightened. He went to the forest to look after himself. He started to practice. What do you think? He never returns until 32 years. He went for 2 days, but he never returns until for 32 years. Why? That pride, that ego was the biggest distraction for him. I know, I am educated, I have this and that. That unwholesome state was a distraction for him. Labels give nothing for the liberation. Titles give nothing for the liberation, freedom. They remain until the cemetery. All the titles worth till the cemetery, not after that. Again, what we take, what we have developed. What we have developed. So therefore, the knowledge is good until we apply it. Those academic words, critical words, professional words is good, not bad, but still we should apply them into the practice. Otherwise, it's like we have the menu at the restaurant, but we see the menu and it looks like very tasty. We just see the pictures and see, oh, it looks like very yummy. But it's yummy until we order the food. Sometimes the actual food is not that yummy. Just something else. And sometimes we see the bigger picture and bigger plate, right? When it comes, it's just tiny bit. It's nothing. We have to have the second order. And sometimes, without ordering the food, seeing the menu, thinking that it is tasty, if we eat the menu, can we taste the food? No. Don't eat the menu. Consume the food to taste it. Dhamma is in that way. Dhamma is to taste, experience, apply, then get the result. As long as we do not apply, there is no outcome of it. It just remains as it is. The Dhamma will not disappear. That will disappear if we do not apply. Dhamma is the nature. There is no issue with the Dhamma. The issue with the followers. Because followers, if not apply them, then there is no developing of Dhamma. The application is the biggest thing to get the outcome of the practice or the teachings. So therefore, these 5 teachings that Buddha taught for a meditator is more important to develop. And most of the question that you brought to me this afternoon personally based on these teachings. That's why I said to some people, just leave and listen to the teachings. And also, still we should be able to let go many things. We have to let go many things, our previous experiences and kind of things. We struggle yet. Be in the present moment. What had happened to you, they are gone. Don't recall them. Don't disturb by those previous experiences. Just live in the present moment. That's the teaching for today. And we have a number of questions. I think I will forward those tomorrow. Yeah. So I'll study those and I will answer tomorrow. That's easy. So, before we conclude, we have another 30 minutes, or maybe less than that. I would like to open the conversation to the audience. If you have any concerns regarding the practice, be mindful. I get the questions regarding of the practice, not anything else. Do you have any concerns?
Bhante, I was doing a second round of the breathing observation just now. And on both times, at the end of that session, of course, I mean, the session can actually continue, but, I actually followed the steps. And then it came to a stage when the body is actually getting calmer and the mind is actually very at ease. And I felt, the breathing, everything was just so easy, yeah. So then, at that stage, what I found is that the focus on the tip of the nose, the mind on the tip of the nose, somehow loosened. And the awareness tends to get out there, yeah? It somehow, your awareness is out there. It's no longer on the tip of the nose. It's almost like the mind is expanding. So the question here is, at that juncture, do we continue to bring the mind back to the tip of the nose? Thank you.
Thank you, sister. That's a very good direct question. That's a very good direct question from the practice. There's no need to bring your attention to the tip of the nose while you are concentrated, because just stay with that state once you're done. Because see, the pilot is taking off the airplane and take to the air and raise it to the certain level and set the navigation, and he's free now. It takes there. The time takes there. Navigation takes there. Navigator. Nothing to do with that. If you try to keep coming here, it's no need. Just let it be. So you don't lose the concentration there. But you aware of that, what's going on. And the feeling of the body and the mind is perfect because of the awareness. Did anyone have that state? Yes or no? Yes? Good. Good. So, did anyone see the colors? Good. But don't cling to those colors. Those are not necessary. Having colors is not necessary, but if they come, let them be. There's no such need with them, for them. Is that clear for you? You have to keep doing it. And I will explain the first jhana, the contents of the jhana tomorrow, what happens. And tonight you have to try breathing meditation in order to understand the first jhana. Then answer me tomorrow. Any other concerns?
I'm not sure that there's 6 steps of the breathing observation. When I do the meditation, is it I keep on need to repeat these 6 steps? And yeah, I'm not really sure because there's a long breath, short breath. So is it I keep on repeating during the or
Finish.
or just let it be? When I do the 6 step, then when I enter the concentration, so I just keep it at normal breathing. I'm not sure.
Yeah, so the phrases are to support for the practice, not to repeat, keep repeating them. No need to chant them because it's a distraction then. It's just to understand how the flow happens. When we feel, when we experience the long breath, just recognize the long breath as long breath and be mindful. It's the long breath. And then when it is shortening, then understand the short breath knowingly that I breathe in. Experiencing means knowingly I breathe in and out. The breath is long, breath is short and silent, so forth. And no need to keep repeat. These words are to support, to start the practice. Once we know it, then no need to keep repeating. Does that make sense? Good. Good. So we can wrap the program here today. We got a couple of things to do. Let's do the dedication, and I have one announcement for me, and then they are ready to take a picture of you to make the evidence whether you come or not tomorrow. So let's do the dedication. The dedication is end of the book from page number 175. Anumodana. So in this case, we don't need to observe 5 precepts again because we observed 8 livelihood precepts which you can keep until tomorrow evening. There's nothing wrong with that. You can have your dinner. There's no issue with that. And but my advice is, are you able to continue the practice at least tomorrow evening without distracting yourself tonight? I know you have kids, the family, but still you will be able to keep this calmness at least one single night. Just try it. And then if you come here to start from the beginning tomorrow, then again we have to do the same thing for the entire day. We will have lack of results. And therefore, just try to maintain this calmness until the end of the program. Agree? Deal? Okay. So, this is a big effort organizing this program. The committee, especially Mr. Leslie and the other helpers, workers, and with the blessings of Nayaka Hamdro. And this is a good and great job that they are doing here. And also, without your participation, there is no programs. So your support is the most valuable part of this program. And I'm so happy that everyone is really engaged with the program and dedicated. And sometimes it's hard to control a big crowd and so many conversation and chatting. I saw some of them mumbling and talking here and there, but we should have some disciplines tomorrow in order to get some better results. And think that everyone is an enemy for the meditation. Just be yourself. Try to seclude yourself from everyone. Seclusion is the best. It doesn't matter whether we are in a crowd or the uncrowded area. It doesn't matter. So try to discipline yourself throughout the practice, and your support is more important. And let's do the Anumodana. May all heavenly beings, deities, partake these merits, and may they fulfill their wishes, and may they protect us day and night. With that intention, we share the merits with deities. It's in 175, the first 3 verses. Akasattha ca bhummattha deva naga mahiddhika punyantam anumoditva chiram rakkhantu sasanam. Akasattha ca bhummattha deva naga mahiddhika punyantam anumoditva chiram rakkhantu desanam. Akasattha ca bhummattha deva naga mahiddhika punyantam anumoditva chiram rakkhantu mam param. Page number 176. Transferring merits to the departed ones. Idam me jnatinam hotu sukhita hontu jnatayo. Idam me jnatinam hotu sukhita hontu jnatayo. Idam me jnatinam hotu sukhita hontu jnatayo. Asking for forgiveness from the triple gem. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katam acchayam kamame bante bhuri panya tatagata. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katam acchayam kamame dhamma sandettika akalika. Kayena vacha chittena pamadena maya katam acchayam kamame sangha supatipanna anut. Sadhu, sadhu. By the power of this practice, you all may be able to enhance your spirituality, finally attain to the supreme bliss of Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. You may receive the blessings. Abhivadana silissa niccang uddhapachayino chattaro dhamma vaddanti ayuvanno sukhang balan ayurarogya sampatti sagga sampatti mevacha ato nibbana sampatti minate samijjatu. May all the blessings be with you.